Dr. T here, and I'm just checking in with some upgrades today so you can mogul on up, come into your top mogul life, highest frequency reality, live out your highest destiny, and just absolutely experience freedom and sovereignty. So, the focus I want to have today is just a check in on why it's so important to make the shift in your framework, your psychology, your paradigm, and therefore your reality and frame of reference from being this worker type person and sort of like a sheep just following the herd, trying to follow the prescription of society and potentially recognizing that you're not at the level that you want to be and need to be for where we are in this world, in this revolutionary time. And you're not necessarily, if you're not where you feel you need to be and positioned properly for the most tumultuous time in human history and the most radical change that is happening and it is upon us, why it's so important that you make a shift from a somebody who is working to somebody that is moguling, business moguling. And whether you are a professional helping the mission of another company, whether you're doing this for your own company, the bottom line is the top mogul skills that we have ever needed in the world are going to be needed by everyone. Whatever level you're at, you probably are recognizing that we are in an unprecedented time. And we are in what is going to be a multiple year cycle of such massive transformation that it is going to make your head spin. One must be moguling. They must be at their top level. They must be thinking business mogul, not just an entrepreneur. Business mogul, not just an owner. Business mogul, not just a leader. Your business versus, or your empire versus your business, your dynasty versus your family. It's essential that everyone recognize that wherever you are in your trajectory, if you have drifted off course, if you are recognizing you are in a life that is not where it needs to be, you're off track, you've gone into someone else's jacked up reality, you've anchored yourself to someone that's down in the low frequency, and you have not gotten to the level of skill and mastery that you need to be a master of reality, which we tend to refer to as business moguls. And if you have not gotten where you have been able to experience the sovereignty and freedom that comes with being a top master of reality, a mogul level master of reality, of money, of freedom, of sovereignty, of high frequency reality, then it's essential, essential that you get those mogul skills dialed up, right? Because the world as we know it is over and we have entered another era. We have entered a revolution. And in revolutions, the people that are positioned properly within their own psychology and within their trajectory and in their reality, in the whole reality field where you're positioned in everything, they are the people that get to take advantage of all of the opportunity for transformation, for wealth creation, for elevation, for more security, freedom, and self actualization, living out your higher destiny, and all of that. And the people who are underdeveloped, under resourced, off in the wrong direction, going, I don't know how I ended up here. This is my accidental life. Whatever level that you're at, you could be a top business mogul and still be like, nope, I'm not on track where I need to be. I need to go here. Bottom line is, this is the highest level that any humans will ever have ever had to be right now. And that is only going to increase exponentially. It almost feels like, you know, those movies where they show somebody on the rack like the old medieval crap, and they're just like stretching the shit out of them. That's what's going on, right? This reality and the changes that are going to take us from one paradigm to another, where we have instantly got the situation where we can have whatever we want in the moment, and we can just literally ask for it and it is there, is about our world and about what is going to go on. Okay. So we want to make sure that you're ultimately positioned at the level you need to be with skill sets and mastery, and that you are also trying to make sure my recording is working here, and that you are also positioned in your trajectory and in the reality field, and where you can take advantage of these opportunities that technology is bringing. And otherwise, what happens is that we are going to, the higher people are going to get much, much, much higher, as always happens. And the lower people in a transformational revolutionary time get lower, lower, lower. And just completely makes the old world is going away. That paradigm is over. If you are clinging to that, any old, I'm just going to kill myself, work hard, crush myself, be a slave, and be on some program that some government put you on, to be a slave, effectively, to be in slave school and be a slave in your reality, that world is over. There is nothing to hang on to anymore. It just will not exist. It'll be the difference between, that's like pure hell, and those who can make the upgrade that is in progress right now and become the top reality makers, the top moguls who can literally master reality and create whatever you want in whatever way you want it. Like, I do work this amount of time each week and get this amount of money. If you're not there as a master of reality, creating it exactly the way you want it, you have growth to do. And this is why my Moguls Club program, where we are helping people go from where they are into a higher and higher frequency internally so that they can exist in this new world, and taking them into all aspects of mogul mastery, because just being an entrepreneur with a few skills isn't enough anymore. Nobody in this transition that we are in gets to slack anymore. That's over. If you don't grow, you will die out. It's that simple. Two different worlds. One's more utopian and the other's dystopian. And I just want to invite everybody to mogul on up and really look at making sure that you have a 100% bulletproof, effective, wealth making psychology, freedom creating psychology and framework and paradigm, and one that gives you sovereignty. Because the people who are going to rise to the top in this revolution are going to also be very into getting the other people down at the bottom to do whatever they want, something that is occurring all the time anyway. So wherever you are in your trajectory of growth, if you are not 100% set up with a daily, weekly growth process that is immersing you in a whole new reality that just makes sure that you are successful and wealthy and free and living your purpose and doing it easily and living at your highest destiny. If you have anything less than that in place, that's the very definition of insecurity. You can't be secure without that. So I'm very glad for each of you that are watching these videos. and understanding more about this mogul identity, which is basically the word mogul means powerful being. And those of you that are understanding that you need to live in your highest power, and that power is not a dirty word, power is what is needed to navigate with intention and with the energy to create the reality you intend. Otherwise, you're just a passenger on this ride that everyone else is dictating. And that is why you're getting bumped around. And if you're getting any friction in your reality, you have growth to do. So you have an invitation to the Moguls Club to learn more about it and how to be a mogul who can operate locally, remotely, and internationally in making sure that you know how to navigate this world. Because if you only know how to navigate in your local area or remotely only, or you only know how to navigate in some small bubble of some small reality that you have, when the world is literally going to flip upside down into a whole new paradigm, and we are there right now, which means some people are going to get tossed out and the cream is going to rise to the top, then let's make sure you get set up for success. All right, so I'd love to hear some comments from those of you that are ready to absolutely mogul up and do whatever it takes to be the person you need to be. Because if I can just help you understand that no matter who is around you and what is around you, unless you are set up with the highest level echelon reality, there is no Calvary coming. There's nobody coming to rescue you. Doesn't matter what the situation is. That's not where we are in this trajectory in human history. No program, no nothing. Nobody is going to be rescued from their lack of growth. And I can take and put basically all ails and ailments and stresses that people experience on the fact that whatever's going on in the world, we all know there's a lot. Any aspect of you that has allowed yourself to do anything less than be in a 100% intentional growth process every day and in the most strategic way with an infrastructure and a advisory that is going to make sure you get where you need to go. There is no, just to be clear, Calvary coming to rescue you and save you from yourself. All right. And those of you that think you have that, then that someone else should do it for you, and that, you can get away with the same stuff you've been doing up until recently in this new chapter, the same stuff you've been doing in this new chapter. I'm just here to give you the prophecy that is not going to cut it anymore. And we can either whine and bitch about it and say, I'm scared, and be a child and be in our immaturity, or we can ramp on up and rise on up into our power. And becoming a mogul, the word literally means powerful person, is an essential thing to do. It's going to give you the energy, the strength, the fuel, the intelligence, the vitality, and the revolutionary transformational capacity to navigate in the world we are in and heading into, which is beyond anyone's conception, because we've never, ever been in anything like that before. So I look forward to seeing some comments from each of you. I would love to see, I'm moguling up. I am moguling up. Would love to see that. Give it the thumbs up. And if you want some help with that, click on the links there and let's get you supported with the right infrastructure around you, because anything less than that is highly unintelligent. All right, moguls, way to take in this upgrade. You know it's accurate. You know it's needed. So look forward to you being the most mogul version of yourself you've ever been. And thanks for tuning in. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.